Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Today I'm going to show you a showcase of cards. I actually made, I think, 26 cards. I made two versions, the simplest version, which only requires that you purchase our, it's called Bright and Beautiful Memories. And it comes with cards and envelopes. There's 20 of them. And then you purchase the Bright and Beautiful Memories and Memories and More card pack. And I will show you two different ways to make these cards. These are the envelopes, people. I mean, come on. How cute is that? I mean, that alone makes it so cool. Anyway. So those are the envelopes, and then you get the cards. You get 20, so there's 10 each. They are bigger cards. They're 4x6, and that's to accommodate the size of the Memory and More. But it makes for a bigger card, which is kind of fun because most of the time we're making 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And so I'm going to show you what I made. I'll show you both versions. I'm going to show you the cost of making these cards. Believe it or not, the plain ones cost about 20 cents more than what you can get at the $1.25 store. And then I'm going to show you how they're stepped up. And you can make 40 cards for $1.43. So still just 20 cents more than what you can get at the dollar store. And believe me, these are much cuter. So for the simple cards, just so that you understand what I did, I merely used the cards that come in the kit. Here are two that I didn't use. This is it. These are the small ones. They're always two-sided. Sometimes one side's better than the other for what I want to do. But in this occasion, you could have this and then cut this out and put it in the middle if you wanted to. So I'm basically using only scissors, my trimmer, and some glue. So you don't need anything else, but here's some of the, you get 4 sheets of these stickers that I didn't use very many of. So lots of things that you can use, but you don't have to purchase anything else. So here's a simple one. In this case, I used the card, the 4x6 as a background, and then one of the 3x4 cards that says, "Let's celebrate something amazing." That's the simple card. I stepped it up a little bit by using a die cut and adding a bling. For my stepped up versions, I think other than this one and maybe one other, I didn't use any other equipment other than having a pack of 24 sheets of a colored cardstock. This one here is trimmed out before I had the idea to make them blingy. I used that. So as we go down, you'll see that just by adding 1 pack of colored cardstock and a pack of our rhinestones, basic jewels, I don't know how well you can see that. Oh, if that's better, yeah. By adding that, you can still make, in this case, it would be 40 cards for $1.43. So here are the two versions. I'll turn those over. Here's the simple version. Cheers to you. Sometimes I cut these in half, and this is actually just a strip. This was one of the 3x4 cards, and this is half of the other card that I cut it up for. But this is plain, nothing else is on there. It's all on one level. And here, using a colored cardstock, now I will tell you I used 3 different colors, but you can do this with just one color of any of the matching ones, and there's like 10 colors that match. So this one is Lemon Lime Twist, one of our returning colors. All I did was put it up on dimensionals and use a little bit of bling, and that made that card. Here's a simple, oh, happy day. Nothing fancy. Slapped it down on one of our colorful cards, and you're good to go. Here, I just trimmed it out a little bit in color and added 3 little blings. Who wouldn't like to get that? And you don't get those at the dollar store. $1.25 store. Here's one, again, before I came up with the concept, I did rim this one out with a colored cardstock, but you could have placed the white card just down on it. I had trimmed it down, used one of the 4x6s. Enjoy today. Here's one where I blinged it out a little bit. I used a die cut. Again, if you don't have that, you can use a punch or just make them square. Added a little bling, put it up on dimensionals, and I thought I'd get fancy. You're going to end up with a bunch of scraps. Don't throw them away. You can use them in all kinds of places. So that's that one. And here's a simple happy birthday. The nice thing about this pack, sometimes they come out and they're more focused on a specific sentiment, you know, like love and anniversary wedding type things, or, you know, they came out with a Christmas one, which I made a ton of Christmas cards with those. But this one is perfect because it's for anything happy. I think you can get away with anything happy. Here's your happy birthday. It's just placed on one of the colorful ones. Here's one where I used 2 different colors. I actually covered the complete card with the blue and then used the lemon lime. This is blueberry bushel. Lemon lime. Here's the same card, cut down just a little bit. I'm sorry, I've got the hiccups. Cut down just a little bit and then added some bling. Here's a let's party. You can use it for an invitation or just, hey, let's go out and have fun. Again, nothing's on there except the simple card. And then all I did was elevate it a little bit and put a bling on it. And that makes it a little fancier. This one is just the card, flat down on the decorated colored card. This one is mostly pink with a little bit of white. And then the other one is multicolored like this. Here's the pink one. I have tricks if the pink disturbs you. If it's too much pink, and I get that. I'm not normally a pink person either, but we can work with that. So this is just slapping the card down. You can do it. Here I decided to cut the you can do it apart because this is kind of trendy. Put some something burst. What's it called? It's a returning color. Oh, berry burst. Yeah, it's a returning color. So I put that down, put a little bit of bling. It's not even elevated, but that makes it pretty dressy. Here's one, this is not on there. I wanted to tell you that one of the 3x5 cards came with multiple sayings. All I did was split them apart. Here's one I did not use. You'll see more as you go, but I just simply put down a card on the 3x4 card and put it on top of the colorful card. And then the congrats. Oh, here are some of the others. There was 2 or 3 that I took out, and there's 2 of every one of the cards. So that's what makes it nice, because you can make, without a lot of thought, you can make 2 cards at the same time, and that'll work. And here I dressed it up, elevated this, put a trim around it, both of them, put a little bling on it, and there you have it. Simple one. Again, I made this one before I had determined I was going to not use any colored cardstock. You could flip this sideways. I think I have a card like that and not have any of the color behind it, and it would still work. You did it. Here's one, and I decided I wanted to save some of, you get 20 of the cards, 10 each of these 2. I always buy 2 packs, but before I got the second pack, I wanted to conserve a couple of these for another project, which you will see next week. So I made some of my own cards, the regular A2 cards, using basic white thick cardstock. However, you don't have to do that, because if you purchased a colored pack of cardstock, you can use that to make your cards. So keep that in mind as well. But then this one, I cut it down, both of them, and both of them I used that same die cut and added a little bling and elevated it to make it a little bit fancier. Here's another very simple card, best wishes. And here I just decorated a little bit. I actually cut down the card of white, basic white thick cardstock, because again, I was trying to conserve a few of those other cards, and then I just went ahead and ordered another pack of the cards. Normally I do. I usually get 2 packs of the Memories and More cards and envelopes, so that makes 40. Then I usually just buy 1 set of the Memories and More cards, and then you just need glue and scissors, and that'll give you 40 cards. And with just the simple version with no bling or anything like that, it comes out to $1.45 per card. That's assuming you don't buy anything else, so that you have to pay the shipping and handling at $7.95. And then I use 6% tax. You might have to increase it a little bit if your tax base is a little bit more than that. But here's one kind of blinged out, highlighted with the color and some gems. So thrilled for you. Very simple. Just laid it down. Here I made it into a little flag. And again, I used one of those that I had cut off from I got 2 of those cards, and then put a little bling on it. Here's a hip hip hooray. This was actually cut in half, so I have a strip down here that has the hip hip hooray, but I hid it, I don't think you can see it, with one of the cards on top, and just laid it down. So that's a happy birthday. It can be a good for you, graduation. I mean, these cards are awesome because there's just so many occasions that you can use it for. This one, I split up that hip hip hooray. I fussy cut the star. It really wasn't a big deal. I wouldn't want to do it 40 times, but twice, easy peasy. Here's a simple happy birthday. Who doesn't need that? That's just the whole card. It comes with big happy birthday. I had previously cut down this piece using it in other places, so I had a piece of leftover. Then I decided to fussy cut the balloon, put it up on dimensionals, and add a little bit bling, but this is still not very fancy. Here's a simple one. Again, before I decided not to use anything extra, I backed it with a color. Way to go, and it's on the pinks. But when you look at this, it doesn't necessarily say girl. I have some other tricks I'll show you next week. Here's a small card that I cut out of my own white, thick, basic white. I used a punch to punch out way to go, which, as you remember, was kind of a circle. Backed it with berry burst. You know all those strips I was talking about that you get? And I mean, you get bunches of strips because you're cutting up all kinds of things. Don't throw those away. That's how I made this card. So way to go. This one I used some of the stickers. I cut this one down. It was a larger one. It was a 4x6 card. You're seriously the best. The best. This is a sticker. This is a sticker. I did put a backing on it, a different color. And then here's one where I, again, put a little bit of backing and used a bunch of the stickers to say, you're seriously the best. So overall, now if I had purchased the, just the 2 sets of the Memories and More cards and envelopes, let's see how many I had. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I made 19 of them. So if I had purchased another pack, I would have also been able to make 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So a whole bunch of cards. This took me probably 2 hours. And one of the ways you can save time, I'll show you real quick. If you purchase whatever one color you decide, they're very brightly colored. Again, there's lots of pink, but you could use either the Lemon Lime Twist, which I used often. This is the Afternoon Azure, or Berry Burst. And all you have to do is trim it to 4.5 on the short side, which is the 8.5. So this is half. You're cutting this in half. And then if you cut these, don't do this to all your paper, but if you make a few of these ahead of time and cut them at 3 1/4, you'll be able to back 6 of the small cards immediately. That's how quick it is. So again, you can prep these early. Then you can play around with all of the, like I said, all of the many pieces you get from trimming and have some fun with that. I hope you enjoyed this. It's really a fun way to make a lot of cards. I do it with every set of Memories and More that gets in the catalog. And again, if you added to that order of the original and had 2 Memories and More of the cards and envelopes, that would make 40. And then if you bought the 1 pack of the double-sided cards, both 4 by 6 and 3 by 5.5, 3.5 by 5, sorry. And you add 1 colored cardstock, and you add the rhinestones, the basic rhinestones, including shipping and handling, assuming 6% tax. You could make 40 cards at $1.43 a card, again, just barely over, and that's with the bling on it, which you're not going to get at the dollar store. And I can tell you, you're going to have a lot of stuff left over. You're going to have the rhinestones left over. You're going to have lots of the stickers left over. You will probably have some of the cards left over, because I had more than these 2, but they come, you know, like I said, 2. Sometimes you can use both sides and you have to decide. But you can make a lot more cards than that. So I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration. I always love making these cards. Like I said, it makes a whole bunch right away. And if you need any help or you have any questions, you can email me. Let me get rid of this. My email address is jandufour@yahoo.com. If you're with me on YouTube, my website or blog is at stampmesilly.com. If you want to order any of these things, you can go to jandufour.stampinup.net and place an order that way. Again, if you have any questions, email me. I'd be happy to help you. Bye.